This man created a fake country out of whole cloth and used it to scam the British people out of more than $30 million in today's dollars. Let's find out how on Hustlers, Gamblers, and Entrepreneurs. Gregor McGregor was a Scottish soldier, adventurer, and notorious con man. He made up a country called Poyais in where modern day Honduras is, fashioned himself as the Prince of Poyais, created official looking documents to back up his claim, and then proceeded to use those documents to scam people by selling tracts of land and mineral rights, et cetera, et cetera. He scammed British investors and would-be settlers out of 200,000 pounds. Now, 200,000 pounds in 1820 is the equivalent of over $30 million today. But how could somebody fall for that? Why would anybody with a few nice looking documents turn over that kind of money with no other verification? Just very surface level verification. The answer is simple. During that time, people were very excited about migration, about exploration, about opportunities in the new world. So old McGregor didn't have to go too far to prove it. People were already exuberant about the idea of making money or moving to the new world and creating their own fortune, recreating their own life. What we learned from McGregor is that people in high emotional states are not thinking clearly. If they're exuberant, they will very quickly believe whatever allows them to get involved in whatever they're excited about. So you see it all the time. The new trend is AI, the new trend is tech companies, and money flows into these companies. We saw it in the dot-com bubble where money just poured into the dot-com world, and then suddenly it burst. We see it today in AI. I just mentioned a second ago. Money's pouring into AI. Eventually, it's going to burst. We see the same thing. If you've been selling to people for any amount of time, you know the same thing happens when people are scared, when they're in a desperate emotional state of mind. Anything to save them from what they're scared about. Anything that they can do to save them from the big beast that they perceive is going to come from them. So what we want to do is we want to get people into excited emotional states when we're selling to them. Greed is a great one. Fear is a great one. But we want to move people out of their logical, rational thinking mind and move them into a place where they're highly emotional and more subject to believe the solution or the pathway that we're putting in front of them to either get to what they're excited about or avoid what they're afraid about. That's what Connor did, and he made $30 million doing it. Now, as always, we always preach here that you have to be ethical. By using these techniques and tactics and skills, you have to do it in a way that's best for for your prospect. You cannot scam people out of money or you will end up in prison. And it's just unethical. Even if you wouldn't end up in prison, you don't want to do it because it's unethical. So the idea here is to understand that McGregor was able to scam people out of more than $30 million in today's dollars because they were excited about the prospect of the new world. So what can we do? What can you do to get your prospect excited about the prospect of something or fearful about the prospect of something? If you can get them into those emotional states, they're more apt to believe you, they're more apt to accept what you have to say, and most importantly, they're more apt to buy what you have to sell. That's what we learned from Connor, and I will see you next time on Hustlers, Gamblers, and Entrepreneurs.